This is Avernus, and I'll be playing D&D as we talked about. Talking about its future, showcasing the mod as usual, and trying to, answer your questions as best as I can. So, as you all know, I started a Patreon recently to help support the mod, because it's really getting to a stage where it's forcing me to put too much time and effort on very, I don't want to say mundane features, but that's what they are. So if you like what you see here and would like to support me, by all means you can. I'd welcome it. And here's my Discord link in case you don't know it. Here it is. So let's get started. Who do we play? Play some Cyborg, why not? So I'm playing on regular settings. It's not hardcore software or anything. The monster scaling is still similar to what was in the blue sets. So I really like Sunlust. I've been testing D&D a lot on Sunlust because it's a very varied level pack, as almost all the monsters used places, so I can definitely see how they function. It's also hard enough. Let's see, is the sound okay? Everything fine? This is This is the work in progress version I call it. This is the game volume is too high. All right, let's lower it a little bit. How about that? Should be fine now, right? But anyway, this is the 2.5e. This is basically got the bug fixes and shit. Doesn't have anything spectacular in terms of features. And this is partly why we're here, to discuss the future of the mod. So, after having finished basically the new Path of Exile League, I really wanted to do stuff like in there, but not exactly the same, So what does that mean? That means employing some more of their mechanics. I'm a particular fan of their item quality and quantity, not quality, quantity and rarity systems. So I was always in the impression that the drop system in D&D wasn't perfect, and I kind of knew this already. I just didn't really want to do much yet, because I don't know what to do for it. Until like a couple days ago, I had a bit of a enlightenment, let's say, where I realized I could just, formulate everything pretty easily. So that's what I'm gonna do. Problem with that is, currently in this mod, drops are just, every drop time is checked with an RNG of their own, right? So for example, there is researches, charm drop, key drop, they're all individually checked at all times. Now you see, I just killed a monster, like Pain Elemental, it dropped nothing. That means it didn't drop a research, or it didn't drop a key, or an orb, or a charm, etc. So that's why we keep the drop rates really low. I had to, otherwise it would just drop everything at once. See, now this guy rolled an access sword. It fucking dropped access sword. Oh yeah. So another thing is that since we can employ in the future the item quantity thing, I can actually put weights into the drops. What does that mean? Like, individual researches can be what do you call it? Have their own weighting. So accessory type will be really rare, right? It will drop seldom compared to something like a shotgun research weapon. We can do that in the future. And with item rarity, for example, item rarity, what would it do? It would take from the lower, higher? No, lower rarity. Yeah, wording is kind of confusing on that. So things that are really common, right? The shotgun upgrade, for example, it will lower its weight and bump the weight across the designated, really rare researches. Now I will be doing the designation of which is rare, which isn't. That's kind of the point. You have to. There is no way to increase the rarity and whatnot, something, without altering the drop tables. And I don't want to do that. I just want to keep the drop table at the same values across the board. It's just a shift. So the sum remains the same, but the individual values can change. That'll be the goal. So like, unique charms will have more drop chance compared to regular charms if you have higher rarity, etc. That way we can actually balance the other items properly. Which should be a good thing, because I've seen, well, I've heard from Encologon specifically he's been dropping really overpowered charms over and over. So, you know, that would be a good way to kind of balance it out, right? It would be another stat you can invest into, obviously. I think please remember. Oh, it's 160p? Oh, is the stream quality bad or something? I'm streaming 1080p. If it's too high, I can maybe lower it. If the stream quality is bad, let me know. Shouldn't be, but yeah. So that would be one way to balance things. If I do something like that, the item quality and rarity system, quantity. What that will allow me to do is we can quantify the amount of drops as well. So if you have a really high quantity, you can drop multiple keys or charms or ores from a single monster. And then that happens, basically you'll be able to see the actual loot shower drops if you really invested in it. Which should be really good for people who want to go treasure hunting, basically, or do a treasure hunting build where they want to just kill monsters, not necessarily like hard mods, like farm, I don't know, Doom E1, M1, kill some zombies, get some loots, stuff like that. Although, on that note, I have a plan for that too. I'm gonna change the loot drop chance according to the monster's rarity and power. What does that mean? That means we already have a system like that, but it only applies to the Spider Mastermind and Cyber Demon tiers. But it'll apply to every monster. So stuff like Zombie Man, Imp, the trash monsters won't drop much or anything at all. But like say this Mancubus guy here may drop something really valuable because he's a high tier monster. Something like that. Of course, also considering the special type of the monster, for example, Corpulent is not as strong as the, I don't know, the Paladin monster, the robotic Hell Knight with shield. So you have to consider those as well. Overall, that should make the system much more fluid and better in the long run. There's a 5 drop chance trying to drop so much that it was annoying to pick up everything. Well, it can be like that now. Technically, it'll be harder to get that now. Let's be honest here, it'll be harder. But if you really invest into it, you'll be able to get more individual drops from a single monster. I'm sorry to hear that. Urk, I guess LZ Urk. Yeah, I guess 1080p is too much. I don't know. Well, I kind of want to keep it, you know, clear view. Sorry, I'll post I'll make a post as well on the general chat. So in the future, I'll make these streams and the posts Patreon supporter only. This was the first time, so I decided, you know what, let's have everyone enjoy and get the inside scoop for a moment, so they know what to expect in the future, if they decide to support me. I sound too much like a shill. I should stop talking about that. Just so you guys know, I'll still work on D&D, you know. I'm not gonna stop because nobody's supporting me now. It's just extra motivation. Sometimes I really need that, you know. Like, I have these days where I've been working on this mod and I just wanna not see it again for a week or so because I got frustrated over some dumbass feature of this port that I should be able to do so easily, and I can't, and I gotta go through lots of hoops and troubles just to get a very, very simple thing working. I mean, my testers know. Oh shit, I jumped off. My testers know the kind of struggle I go through. It's so hard to get some simple things, and sometimes when the system works, it just feels like it's not working, you know? Those things happen as well. It's pretty bad. And also very demotivating. Like, you're working on this absolutely killer system, you think everything is working, suddenly you get a bug report saying, oh no, the server's on fire, we're all dying, oh help. No, I'm like, oh god, here we go again. So, you know, for those days, it really, really helps. Also, I can't focus a lot on the mod, because I also work, and yeah, it tires me out a lot. Anyway, we're talking about the item quantity. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. Item quantity, that will make the game more about the loot showers if you invest into it, and also feel like you're being rewarded for killing the higher tier monsters more, as opposed to before, or they maybe not even drop something. We kind of already have a system for that. If you guys know about the unique monster system, they drop unique stuff to them, something like that, but a little more generic, I suppose. What's my favorite? Oh shit, I'm getting poisoned. I got a Zerker pack here. Should get all of them actually. What's my favorite weapon? That's a good question. I really enjoy the Killstorm auto shotgun. Yeah, the automatic shotgun. Even though it's not used by a lot of people, I actually really enjoy it. I find it very satisfying. That's one thing I pay close attention to. How satisfying a weapon is to use. So, if you notice we have a lot of weapons in the mod. Hold on 1 second, I gotta drink some water. So, yeah, we got a lot of weapons in the mod, but I paid special attention to all of them, so that we get good feeling on all the weapons, you know. I don't like weapons being like just doom, static sprite, no feedback, stuff like that. I really hate it. So I paid close attention to how things work and how they feel, especially the shotguns. Of course, there are some weapons that aren't the best, or don't feel as good necessarily. Upon feedback, I'll also consider changing them, you know. Yeah, so the system will be rewarding you better for killing higher tier monsters, as opposed to, you know, lower tier trash, which should actually add to the satisfaction factor, because who doesn't want to see a lot of shit drop all of a sudden from a really hard fight? Which is another thing. Hard fights. Now, I am well aware mods pretty easy after a point. Unless you get by a really annoying elite, right? Like, oh my god, I just got destroyed by this elite. Shit, I had these annoying mods, I don't know what to do. What can I do about that? Now, I have a really big system idea for that. I'm drawing inspiration from PoE for this. So they added the Arch Nemesis mods and shit. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I didn't like it personally. But one thing they did right is conveying visually what the monster had as modifiers. So, a good example of that is the mana siphoner monster that they have. What that does is it's got a ring, a hollow circle in the middle, and an outside circle. Basically, if you stand on the outside circle, you start losing mana rapidly. But if you stay inside, you're fine. I found that visually really good. So, what that means for D&D is that you're gonna have a system that, for example, reflective monster, right? You're gonna instead of drawing that stupid orbiting yellow effect all the time, we're gonna have some other effect to signify that that monster is a reflective monster. You should pay attention to that, because that's been a feedback I've been getting a lot. That is that I don't have time to read the mods. That's a fair concern. So for that reason, I decided to do something like this. Now, I don't know how that will impact the server or the performance. I'll try to keep it as performant as possible, but no guarantees at the moment. Basically, for all of the major monster mods, I mean, of course, excluding stuff like vital or extra strong, because you don't really need to see that as an effect. You already know, you already can tell. But yeah, for the high impact modifiers like reflective, see what else there, the monster summons ghosts kind of deal. We'll have a visual tell on the monster, better than the circling yellow thing. So does Qzendro have any particular feature which will be useful in D&D deal? If so, what would you think about using them? Well, see, Qzendro, its lag fix is a pretty good feature. We have had a lot of desync issues. We still have, due to lag. If it fixes those, that'll be welcome. I'm pretty sure it fixed a lot of those, so it's pretty welcome. My desync issues specifically come from jumps in weapon code, A jump and stuff. So if it fixes those, that'll be welcome. I have had to deal with that a lot in the past. Other than that, there's a good feature, but that's not Qzendro specific. Most of the Qzendro stuff honestly does not appeal to a survival environment. Maybe I can consider a movement style change, but I don't know how that will affect the mod. It will probably affect it negatively, because you have to have do movement to make the gaps sometimes. So yeah, if I pause the game, I'm reading the questions and answering them. Maybe I could consider it, but I don't know. A feature I'd like to use actually is, I've been in talks with Kaminsky. He's been sharing that build in the Xandronum too, Discord as well. So what the feature is detecting arbitrary key presses. Why is that useful? That's useful because I wanna do custom functionality where I can detect, for example, you're on your let's say you're on inventory menu or stash, right? Stash view. And you want to just dump items to your stash without putting much thought into it. So what that will allow me to do is, for example, I want to detect if you're holding your control key, right? You'll be able to control click on something and it'll just put it into the stash immediately, automatically in the most fitting place. You won't have to just drag and drop things. That's a huge quality of life upgrade that I feel the mod really needs. Because that annoys me too, I also play the mod. It's pissing me off. I have to drag millions of items over and over and over. That's why I had the quality of life feature for crafting page, where you don't necessarily have to just click over things. Also, damn, I got Darklands. Oh. See, this is a bug. This is a piece of shit bug right here of Xandronum. This item desync. This item is actually not here, it's up here. And unless I'm up there, I can't get it. And now I know I hosted the server without cheats, because, I'm streaming, I don't want to look like a cheater. But, well, I'm gonna get that. I am gonna get that. That pissed me off. I'm gonna get that. Rejuvenating. Yes, that's a pretty annoying mod. You can't tell it's there until you hit the monster, which could be too late. So, yeah, some sort of green circling aura around it might be good. So here, I'll be able to pick it from here. Here. Okay, what the fuck? Can't pick it here as well? Uh-oh. Well. See, if Xandronum fixed this would be great. I can't pick this item. I thought I could pick it from here, but I guess not. Well, that's cool. Let's see, I have 8.9k. Let's buy some weapon. I could buy an early game weapon. Alright. So, in the monster mod department, another interesting discussion to have. Let's see, there are also monsters that are too far away to show their mod. Yeah, that's a Zandron issue though. I can't really help that. It's got to do with the targeting. There's just a hard limit. Crossbow. So another discussion is that some of the mods on the elites and stuff, I feel like aren't very impactful or interesting. So I'm considering adding some interesting mods to make them more, you know, varied. I feel like, oh my god, this elite is actually dangerous, you know, much more than, you know, oh, it's got a damage buff. Oh yay. So to that end, I'm not gonna do the secret area, that always kills me. So, for example, one mod I was thinking about is, you know, how there's the spread room. Basically that, but like in a customized fashion. So it's got a fixed angle that I can control and manipulate if I wanted to. Just extra 2 projectiles and a generous spread so you don't get shotgun unless you're really close. Oh, there is the paladin. This weapon counters it. Yeah, shielded enemies get destroyed by that. Ow. I have actually written a really lengthy post about stuff I wanted to do. That requires level 22, I'm level 15. Let me actually refer to that for a moment here. For some of the interesting mods. Oh yes, damage conversion mods. So that's one feature I want to add to D&D as well. Damage conversion. For example, percentage of your physical damage converted to ice damage, poison damage, stuff like that. Now, I was thinking about how I would do it. It occurred to me it would be really easy with our custom damage system. But I won't put it willy-nilly to just every charm. That would be too broken. So what I'm gonna do is... just snipe this. What I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna put like a unique charm thing. In fact, I believe I've already shown the charm like that. Well, spoiled it rather on the Discord. Where your XYZ damage type can apply overload, poison, chill freeze, etc. But the damage type that is supposed to do them cannot. For example, your shotgun can freeze enemies, but your freezing weapons cannot, kind of deal. It'd be very easy if I could figure out the system to do that. I'm gonna save that. So some monsters we have, for example, some of their damage converted to fire damage and stuff like that. That would be really good and interesting because that will emphasize the focus on defensive items rather than just going gung-ho offensive. There's a problem in this mod. Okay. That is an angry mob of revenants. I don't want to die. Ow. Might die. Holy shit. Die. Berserk pack looking really good right now. Who shot me? Okay. And that Rieti is effective. So bullet weapons, even though they do less damage, are the only option. So, where was I? Yeah, the damage types. That will mean a monster can freeze you with their otherwise non-freezing attacks as well if they're elite. Which is another thing. I want to add some soft crowd control things to affect the players with. Now this kind of freeze will not be as bad as like you getting completely stunned. like in PoE and whatnot, it'll be as bad as the... In the worst case, it'll be as bad as the... you know, the Lich enemy. Iron Lich. As bad as its curses, basically. Another mod, let's see. You will have prevention or avoidance of freeze and stuff as stats on the items as well. Another one from the monsters I plan is Occluder. I named it Occluder, so it occludes your vision. What that means is it blinds you, but it doesn't actually do it the cheap way, right? The cheap way is to display something on your screen that just, obscures your vision, right? Now, I have a very clever way of doing this that I don't believe any mod has ever done, and that is actually displaying a ring of thick smoke actors around you, client side, so they actually occlude your vision as 3D objects within the game. And you can still look up and down and see like this, but you know, they will still be occluding your vision in a ring around you. You'll be able to see near things, which I will call nearsighted, just like in PoE. You'll be able to see things nearby, but you won't be able to see things far away. Which has some counterplay, like walking up to the monster that's hitting you, or just taking your time to hide, or just looking up and down. I think it's a more... it's a healthier way than just displaying a 2D image on your HUD. That's how I feel, at least. Of course, if you remember, we have a mask. Accessory? No, not accessory, research. The synth metal mask. That will reduce the effects by a considerable margin. Which means it will make it transparent a lot, so you won't even notice it. That will be the counterplay to that. If that bothers you, because I noticed that's not a very useful research by itself. I should hopefully make it more useful. So I got a lot of money. I could upgrade something else. Some armor efficiency. Well, I want to get the lead spitter because we're playing an energy guy, so we should energy weapons. I'll get the particle cannon. 1 second. Oh yeah, so that's about that for the monsters. I have a lot more plans, but I don't want to spoil everything. Ow. Yeah, maybe I should have killed you first. Let's move on to a more interesting topic. So, I call it out on pretty much everyone who's tried to play the mod without orbs, well, the easy stat orbs, right? Told me the game becomes actually really hard without using those, and I agree, because they provide really easy defensive bonuses or offensive bonuses, depending on which ones you use. That just, you know, make the game a lot easier than it should be. Now, I already told people in the Discord that I would be getting rid of those orbs and replacing them with crafting orbs, because let's be honest, nobody likes single-click, easy game, easy money type of deal. No effort, you know. You don't feel the satisfaction from it. What's the secret? I don't know that. Let's make us no. Move this. No, I got this one. Oh, it doesn't matter. So for that, I'm gonna do something that I had planned to do all along. And that is more items you can craft and equip. Like boots, gloves, and stuff like that. And in fact, I have pieces of code for that suggest at some point in future I was gonna do that. They're in the source code, just never implemented. So why that's good? That's good because those items will have something called specific mod pools. What that means is, for example, your armor, like gloves and boots, will be able to roll primarily defensive bonuses, but some specific damage modifiers as well. And like movement speed and stuff for the boots. Or like a headgear that gives you accuracy. And other defensive bonuses. So if you choose to do so, instead of having those orbs, you'll be able to have those items. And since as we add more mods into the general mod pool, it will dilute the mod pool of charms as well. That should kill two birds with one stone. Where it still keeps charms relevant. It'll be harder to craft, but it will still be relevant. And you can also focus on other gear before you get to the charms. It should be pretty good. Now, I haven't decided what kind of specific mods each item slot will have. But they will have impactful enough modifiers that you will want to craft them first. So one of the rather specific modifiers for boots is that you will take less damage from damage over time and hazard effects. So poison, floor lava, etc. Which I will change, by the way. Floor lava effect will be a percentage damage effect. Oh shit, okay, that's depending on the damage you took. So if you took like, let's say 10 damage, it will, let's say, take like 2% of your maximum health, or 10, whichever is greater. So you will want that mod, depending on the map pack. Moreover, I'll make the damage over effect, damage over time effects on the monsters a little more common. So like you'll be able to be ignited by fire monsters as well, like imps and shit. You'll have a chance to do that, not always, but you know, it'll depend on the monster's attack, how strong that was. Uh-oh. Okay. So it will depend on the monster's you know, strength, how hard or if at all, if it ignites you. So you'll want some sort of ignite avoidance as well on your stats, which our new armor items will happily provide on top of the charms. Let's see, any questions? Calamity Wars? Yeah. Yep, I answered that. Important, yeah. Well, vision blocking mechanics aren't the most fun, but they will be there. Not really ubiquitous, but they'll still be there. Always thought charms could go that way, but I don't know if you had it. Yeah, I had it planned. All along, actually. Even before I had the charms. It was just that charms were a lot easier to do at the time, because... well, they were... I don't know, actually. They were all in one place, and I didn't have to think about the mod pools or categories and stuff like that at the time. Now that the mods come to a point where... we are advanced enough, and that the systems are getting more and more evolved, let's say, maturing. Because let's be honest, when I first started the charm system, it wasn't really as good as it was, let's say, today. And it'll only keep getting better the more I add to it. So specific mod pools and stuff like that allows us to have special crafting orbs I've spoiled in the past, where you can do tagged modifiers, tagged items. Let's say you want to roll a life tag modifier on a charm or a helm, we can do that with that orb. Now, it won't exactly always give you a plus health, but it will give you something health related, which will be the fun in the crafting process. And that will also solve the problem. Oh my god, that hurt. Whew. Oh, that must hurt. That also solved the problem where the easy orbs will be like, oh shit, what am I gonna do with these orbs now? No, you'll convert them to crafting orbs of various kinds. So internally, all of these mods already have a tag, like critical tag, attack, just flat out damage, defense, life, speed, utility. So these will all be their own crafting orbs, and you will be getting these crafting orbs as drops in the future. So the plus health orb or whatever, like you replace those basically. So it should make the whole crafting experience more enjoyable. Because one thing I hate about crafting system in Path of Exile specifically is that it forces too much grinding. And while I am not exactly against a specific amount of grinding, I also don't like too much of it, right? Because it feels like you're getting nowhere. and I don't like that. So I want to be a little more merciful in that. Let's get some, like, I want to get some charm drops. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I want to be a little more merciful and give you somewhat of a deterministic crafting option earlier than you would normally, which should make crafting a lot more enjoyable. However, since I give you that much power, I also have to take some power away from you. And that means... that... I have it in my notes, but off the top of my head, I will make it so that, like, let's say Path of Exile, a mod can roll from shit tier to best tier, but the best tier really depends on the item's level. Well, I'm gonna employ that here as well. So what will happen is... Oh, that's energy resistant, okay. So what will happen is... you will be able to roll from tier bottom to whatever tier the item lets you roll. So you won't always get the perfect charm on the first try, or maybe in the 10th try. However, there will be... Welcome, Matrans, what's up? What that means is that we will have a new orb that randomly increases the tier of a modifier by 1. So you will want to stockpile on those if you want to make the perfect charm and go, oh, it's got some great mods, only the tiers are high enough. Well, you'll be able to do that with that orb. If you have it, that is. Oh, I gotta get the reload mastery ASAP. Let's get that. Here we go, finally. I can reload in peace. So that will make crafting a lot more easier. Also, the modifier being lower tier will be important as well. For another thing, there will be a charm, orb, that removes a modifier with the lowest tier. So if you have a low tier mod that has, well, that is not important to your build, or is useless, you can just get rid of it. That orb. Now if there are multiples, it will pick one of the two at a random. I'm picking the worst charms right now. There we go, Ear charm, what is that? I mean, I can't say no to that. Although the rolls on that are kind of crappy. We'll get by. Yeah, you'll have to be a lot more thoughtful of your crafting process in the future. Once I add those orbs in. So that's another thing. Oh, I hate this room. Okay, let's go. Poison me. Ow! Oh my god. Let's get those. Okay. Yeah, research. That's all I want to call. Not necessarily using. Not for this build anyways. So crafting should be like the main focus of the mod. I really want to take it to that direction. And with those changes, hopefully it will be. It should be an enjoyable and interesting experience to see what you can craft and what you can't craft. Hey Joke, what's up? So... Oh shit! Oh no! Okay, let's get it back. Go away, go away. Oh, that was good. Alright, anyway, swag. Yeah, I want to emphasize crafting basically. Which should be easier with the crafting orbs. Now, don't be fooled by me just going off and saying, oh yeah, I'll do this and that. These are actually really time-consuming tasks. They all involve small-scale rewrites and, well, it is not exactly the easiest thing to do with how I structured the code, because I don't think we would go there. But every time I restructure it, the code keeps getting better and more modular. So I'm happy about that, at least. Oh shit. It'll be a lot easier to implement those things in the future, the more I add. Which should be, you know, really healthy for the game, because after all, you're supposed to be getting items stronger every time, and then with more items to get, there'll be more things to craft. More interesting situations or more interesting crafts people can get. And I want to add more interesting modifiers to the mod pool as well. One of them is actually extending your killing spree by a percentage amount, which I think is a mechanic that is not really emphasized in the mod a lot. I mean, there's a class based on killing sprees and whatnot, I know that, but I don't feel like it's been... Oh. You want this? Fuck you. I don't think it's been a mechanic that's been, you know, emphasized enough. So I want to take it a step further. If you really want to go for killing sprees, get some benefit out of it, you can. Of course, I think I should mention the... the actual big thing I plan to do, and that was the let's see, or based. Yeah, I want the game to be, you know, I mean, you will kill things. Don't get me wrong, you should be killing things. It's Doom. But I also want you to do that while you're, you know, upgrading yourself constantly. And that feeling of upgrading is what makes things interesting. Okay, there you go. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's what I want, the flat damage per shotgun. There we go. Now all I gotta do is get some shotguns. Ah, yes. I'm clicking points. Ah, yes. There we go. See, that will be no more. You'll have to be thoughtful in how you spend your orbs and stuff like that, because they'll be crafting orbs. Yeah, I want to shift the source of power into a more interactive state. Because just right-clicking things is absolutely boring, right? Like, you just right-click, oh, I got plus 10 health, yay! You didn't really work for it, you just got an RNG drop on it. You didn't really think about, what mod do I need now? No, you didn't do any of that, you just got lucky. That kinda is not very good for the game as well. I hate this little thing. I hope Qzandron fixes this if Back of X is here. Cause look at it, I'm lagging in slime. I hope it fixes it. Look at that homing, man. Holy shit. Should get some life. But yeah, I want to shift the source of power to a more interactive state. That's basically the goal. So I was talking about the other thing, right? I want to implement what I spoiled some time ago, right? And that is spells. Now... Oh shit! That's the Phantasm. Time of hot weapon... No, I should have one. Later. Oh, I'm dying. I didn't realize that. Holy shit. There's some health pickups in here. And this. One good thing to come out of that will be that we'll have a lot more build diversity. So what do I mean by build diversity? There will be spells of, you know, your typical fire, ice, lightning. But then there'll also be arcane spells, you know, chaos spells. And I don't mean chaos as in like chaos in PoE. No, I'm for the spell system, I'm inspired from a rather old turn-based game and its spell system. Who's hitting me? Where chaos itself is literally what it says. Chaos. Unpredictability. So you will be able to give yourself a buff or a detriment depending on your level, for example, or a skills level. The chance lowers on the debuff, the buff increases, stuff like that. And whatnot. And we'll have basic combat spell skills as well. They won't be really spells, they'll be like skills, but you know, same thing. Like dashing, actual dashing, or like a damaging dash, some charge, Slam, something like that. For this room's kind of tricky. I can actually use that freezer gun if I can buy it. I have a lot of budget. Yeah, I want that. And some of the spells, for example, you won't always like immediately have it unlocked. You'll have to find scrolls off. These will be like the really powerful spells at the bottom of the tree that you will have to have found it, or else you won't be able to use it. Or oh, I don't have the plasma. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot to fix that bug. Let's buy some ammo. Or you will have to have found the scroll. Hold on, I gotta focus here. Wow. Okay, that destroyed me. That was an elite too. See, that's what I get for being too squishy. Let's do a different character. Kind of want to start over as well, so map on. Well, that made a single player, didn't it? Fuck. Let's do it again. The server side this time. Let's see. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Damn, I forgot. Let's do a berserk. I was talking about spells, but what was I talking about? Fuck. I'll remember. I'll remember. Well, anyway, I'll talk about some other things about spells. So the spell things, right? You'll get a point to invest into a single skill point, right? You will use it on a spell. Everyone will have access to their respective skills and whatnot. Not respective skills. Everyone was gonna have access to the same trees. The only thing will be that there's a limitation how many points you can put to a single tree, and I will call that mastering a discipline. A discipline will be like a, for example, the fire spells, right? That will be the discipline of fire. You will be mastering the fire discipline. You'll be able to put at most 75 points into that tree, and no more. After that, you'll be allowed to have a side discipline, which will let you put the rest of your points. But you will have to pick it. Like, you will have to say, I want points from this tree, and I'm committing to this tree. Of course, you'll be able to change it later down the line with, you know, our stat reset options and whatnot. But still, until you do that, you will have to commit to at most 2 disciplines, which is 2 spell trees. You won't be able to get, oh, I'm gonna get every spell from every tree. No, I have to limit that something. That would be game breaking. However, that will have some useful gameplay consequences. One of which is that skills will have synergies with each other, just like in Diablo 2, where if you put a skill point into a skill of like a lower tier or something you wouldn't normally use for your build, but you want to use that late game spell, don't worry, that's not actually wasted. It will buff the late game spell by a simple percentage, or I don't know, add like an extra projectile to the spell, something like that. It won't go to waste. So you will want to put those 75 points into a discipline. You won't feel really bad about wasting them. They will be put to good use. Of course, there will have to be a mandatory spellcaster class, which you can allocate 3 master disciplines, which means he can put more than 25 points into 3 trees, but he can't have a side discipline, which, in the grand scheme of things, does not matter. Now, there will be different types of spells that cost, obviously, mana. Mana is always there. It's like the most basic system. But there will be some spells that cost nothing, just have a high cooldown attachment. Or spells that actually use your life. Or spells that have charges. Like you can cast 3 times in a row, and then you have to wait a long time. Actually, yes. Jokester. My initial goal with Wonder was that he would be the spellcaster guy. That's why for a while he had a useless passive that gave spell effectiveness. I thought, you know, I'll do that in the next patch. Why not? You know, and then of course Zandronum struck me again. I said, no, you can't do that. That would be too easy, right? Yeah, fuck you. No doing easy stuff around here. And I ran into a memory issue where I couldn't have more data stored in the game. Because we were already using too much of it. But I have learned a way since then to bypass that. So now we can. It's pretty good. Uh-oh. He's dying. One more hit. Fuck off, tomato. Shit! What did I not get? 9. What could that be? Corners? Corners? No. Is that the Berserk? I think it's the Berserk. Oh, yep. Forgot about that. So you'll have mana requirements. Again, as I said, you'll have cooldown of a spell. Cooldown. What else? Cast time. Yeah, I have planned cast times as well. So you won't be able to, you know, shit out spells like in Wrath of Chronos, which is something I found annoying. There are some spells in there you just basically you bind the key to and just non-stop press, and I mean they can be fun too. Don't get me wrong, but I want to have a cast time and a cooldown on spells, which you will be able to lower with charms or other items, by the way. So you won't be like, oh shit, oh my god, am I gonna die in level 2? No. Can you fucking die already? Thank you. So, what will be done is you'll be able to reduce your cooldowns, cast times, spell costs through these charms, as well as increasing your spell damage, and you know, and other various things that pertain to spell, basically. I'll reveal more about that system in the future, how it works and whatnot. How did that hit me? I'm trying to make that imp get hit. But yeah, spells will be really, if you want them to be an integral part of your build, you can still play without them. But you will definitely feel the lack of the buffs or stuff like that on you. Or just damage. I mean, there'll be all sorts of spells, by the supportive spells. Oh my god, that guy resurrected. There'll be like buff spells, debuff spells on the monsters, curses and stuff that you can apply to monsters. And you know, projecting barriers, anything you can think of, really, we'll have. Now, oh my god, that piece of shit. Oh no. Stand up. What the fuck? The corner turn, holy shit. I want that Berserk back, give me that. Okay. Get some tankiness first. Spells feel so far away at this point. I mean, well, the interesting thing is, I did rewrite the part of systems or a little bit responsible for casting spells from Elemental Bulwark. I actually made it in a tabular format. That was a nice shoot. Into a tabular format for future use, right? So we already got the foundations of it. What I will need to do is just code the spells themselves. Code the tree system. Oh my god, that just cost me. Code the system that displays like a tree of skills. Which, I mean, I already have something like that, by the way. Not sure if people know here or not, but I was doing something for Zidu Wars to help out Repo Man, where it would well, basically that mod was a fucking mess, alright? I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. It was a fucking mess. It was a train wreck of a mod, and every actor for every color was duplicated like 10 or 12 times, and everything else was also duplicated 10 times depending on, you know, what they were, like teleporters and shit, damage types, and whatnot. It was a fucking shit show. So I made them a system that would be, you know, old code, no copy, paste, that handled all of the intricacies of their existing things without copy and paste. There was no copy and paste. One of them was a tree system that displayed the units, tech tree. You would define like a table in ACS and would draw them as a tree. Now, what I plan will be something like that for D&D. I use that system to display the tree of skills. So that's already somewhat done. The big part, as I said, will be actually coding the spells themselves, thinking about the spells themselves. I have a rough list of spells I want to do, but I want to change some of them because they're a little too simple. And kind of just feel copy-paste. I mean, like, functionally, oh, another damage spell, XYZ kind of deal. No, I want them to kind of stand out. So I'll revise them for sure in the future. But it'll definitely be the coding the individual spells that'll take the most time. And of course aligning them, adding it to the menu parts and whatnot. Getting the graphics, that'll be hard too. My biggest problem right now is actually the assets to like the graphics, the sprites, whatnot. Really good tab. Oh, what am I doing? So let me ask some questions here. Healer class, yes, there will be dedicated healing or buffing spells. Particularly the arcane discipline will be about buffing your teammates, buffing yourself, or also healing them, giving them other buffs, stuff like that. Well, yeah, Vox spells actually add some depth to the game that you wouldn't think it had. That's why I want to have spells as well, because if you have spells, then my vision will be almost complete for D&D, because that's what I set out to do in the first place. I just couldn't find a good way to do it. That was my problem. Now that we have advanced so far, we can do that. Tank, healer, DPS, soldier, yeah, you will have parties like that. That'll be the goal. Someone will be able to actually tank with their spells, and that will come to play in boss dungeons too when we do those. You will want to have a tank in those, trust me. Because the bosses, they will have phases, and they will not be your typical bullet sponges. They will have attacks that you will have to dodge. You will have to get out of the way. I guess MMORPGs call them tank busters. It's an old concept. We will have those too. Like a big slam, a double telegraph slam. You gotta run up to do like the edge of the arena or outside the range to dodge and stuff like that. Or like pylons that appear that buff the boss that you gotta destroy immediately, or else the boss is gonna get so powerful you can't even stop it. You know, I have a lot of ideas for those. I just want to finish these systems first, and then we can think about them. The trees will be tied to the classes. I thought about that. See, I really thought about the hard, right? And my philosophy in that is that I don't want to do that, because Even though it would make a lot of sense, right? Even though it would make a lot of sense to do that, I don't want to do it because I want the class choice to not really impede you more than their perks. I don't know if I will do that in the future, like, say, maybe I should have done it, maybe I should do that, I don't know. That's a little far down the line, too early to think about. Avatar gets to some of those spells instead of the 3 moves it has. Well, I think Avatar is a good example of the kind of boss fight I want to have. Well telegraphed attacks that are devastating if you don't get out of the way or find a cover. So these bosses, I don't intend these bosses to be... Well, first of all, the bosses will scale differently with player count. First of all, let's make that clear. They won't scale the normal way like the regular monsters do with player count. They will scale way harder, but their loot will multiply per player. You got 4 players, you get 4 times the drop per player, you know, stuff like that. So you get 4 uniques, everyone gets their unique. Second is that these boss fights, I intend to make them take a while. You won't be like insta-killing them. I will either make, you know, I mean, my boss fight idea, at least, bosses will take like 1 or 2 minutes, at least. A boss fight is gonna take at least 1 or 2 minutes, even if you're like super high end. I will extend with interesting phases or interesting mechanics that you have to dodge and stuff. That to me feels like a healthy time. Well, I mean, you're welcome to try and Kelgon. That will always be there as a challenge. Bosses will have millions of HP first of all. I have a plan to have them more than the... If it comes down to that, the integer limit of the game, which is something like 2 billion. If the boss has to scale that high, I will go there. Trust me, I will. If there's like 16 players tackling the boss, it will scale more than that. We will have that, don't worry. As long as the boss fight is interesting and the loot is good, I think people will be happy about it. That'll be my philosophy. Now, the thing with the boss fights is that randomly, right? Like every, let's say, 15 or, I don't know, 30 maps, right? You play. You're gonna get a token. Kind of like the invitations in Path of Exile, right? You'll get a token that allows you to call a vote. Not an in-game vote, right? It will say, hey, I want to do this boss fight. Do you guys want to do it? If there is a majority vote met, basically more than half people agree in the server to do that, then you will be taken to the boss arena. A different map. Which will specifically be just an arena and the boss and your people. That'll be it. Once you kill the boss, the exit will open, you'll be able to exit, and blah blah blah, it will drop its thingies. You will go to the next map in rotation. So that could be map 16. We will not go back to map 15 because we don't have a way to save the map state, unfortunately. So that map will be like a lost map if you decide to go to the boss. So the optimal way to go for the boss would be actually about when you beat the map, you're at the exit, let's say, okay, let's do the boss then, fuck it. You know, not exit, just go to the boss. So that would be like the best way to do that. I already designed these. I have my design docs for these. Just I need the time and the patience and all that to do these. Challenge accepted. I read that. I have not played Median Excel. That's the Diablo 2 mod, right? That should be the Diablo 2 mod. I heard good things about it, though. It was a lot better than Diablo 2, I heard. Although I don't know how it plays with the Diablo 2 remaster that's been out, so I don't know about that one. If you know, tell me. I'd be interested. I'm not interested in playing it, but you know. I just exhausted myself with Path of Exile League. I don't need another game like that. Yeah, I'm not sure all the builds I make that damage support. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm nerfing builds that make that damage mostly with mechanics that I didn't even intend for in the first place. some of these mechanics I didn't even intend for them to be used that way. That's why I had to nerf them. But, you know... overall, if a mechanic is like too busted, I will have to nerf it. That's just the true thing, you know. You can't avoid it. Cause I don't want to have like a single meta of like the top build, you know. I want to have variety. That's the goal. That's why I will nerf some weapons or buff the other underused weapons and stuff like that. Well, I can simulate the higher HP damage of... Yes, we can, actually. That's a good way to do that, too. But, problem with that is that at some point, since you start doing like 1 damage, with certain builds, I can nerf a variety of builds, too. Well, if you want to do bosses, you should have a powerful build, so I don't know. Kind of a double-edged sword in that regard. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, well, we can simulate that thing with armor as well, you're right. Jokester, that's called fortification. Enemies become fortified, the elite mod, yep. And the armor, the grey bar, yep. That'll be another way to extend it, well, to double, basically, double itself. Because theoretically, that's highest as I can go. I will have 2 billions, which is double, so... What I'll bring up from the mod is that it has cheats tied to classes. You can get access to skills from other classes through items that give you the skills at a certain level. Oh, you can. Kind of like the rune words, I suppose, then, right? Because teleport is a source of spell, but in the Enigma, for example, it gets teleport. Well, that would be cool, actually. But I want to do that without limiting the class choices, right? I mean, we will already have a primarily spellcasting class, a warlock or something that is just complete spell oriented. And I'll have charms maybe rarely give you a +1 to all fire skills or something like that. So that's a possibility, of course. Roll an assassin, fucking spin to win assassin. That sounds funny. Spin kicking. Yeah, that sounds funny. I mean, we could maybe do exclusive trees, but my current design philosophy is like the complete opposite of it. And my designs also are the complete opposite of it. I don't know, I want to roll with the generic spell trees that everyone can access to if they like. Now, there will be one problem though. Remember the intellect stat? It will actually give you mana. So, we'll change the wording on the spell effectiveness thing. We'll make it give you mana. Well, it will increase the damage of spells as well, but you know. So you will start with 0 mana on all classes except the spellcaster, who will have a base mana of something. So you can immediately start investing into spellcasting if you feel like it. Now, so that will be like the primary thing in the game. Like, you will have spells, but you want to be like able to use them immediately. You'll have some time to use them. You'll have to invest in intellect if you want to make the most out of your spells. Now, you can circumvent this by getting charms that give you flat mana. That's a possibility. I mean, but overall, something like that will definitely take place, you know. Let's see. Yeah, there are pros or cons of exclusive spell trees. That's why I don't want to just go that route, you know? This room became much more challenging the moment I turned melee. You're not even supposed to go melee like at the early levels, but I just can't help it. You know, I survived going melee only until like map 10 or 11 of this map pack. The ending cyber room of one of those is really hard. Melee only. That early it was really hard. It's something you can do for sure. Yeah, there will be a perk around spellcasting. Yes, I forgot the answer, I'm sorry. It'll be increasing like... Uh-oh. Damn. Got him down. So I haven't decided what the perk itself will do. It might... Oh shit. I have an idea of what it will do for the mastery of the perk. It will buff the synergies of spells you have by a percentage. So if you invest in the synergies, you'll get a lot more out of them than you normally would. That'll be the goal for that. Now, this thing itself, I guess it could give more... It would give more spell effectiveness. What I mean is like multiplier to the numbers of the spells, like if it's got only a duration on the buff, then just a duration, or if it's got values, straight up value buff kind of deal. Something like that. I haven't yet decided what it will be, but it will be something. There will be something there for sure. Oh boy, this is gonna get hard. Yeah, I realized the monolith armor would be busted. I kind of had to go with that change because armor was useless before. I have an interesting elite mod in plans that might, I'm saying, not necessarily, nerf it a little bit, and that is armor stealing monster. So the monster, you know, there's armor shredding and stuff like that. It won't actually ignore your armor efficiency or anything like that. It'll just flat out steal your armor. But a little bit by bit, it will steal your armor and it will be a fortification buff on the monster. So it will make itself tankier as it hits you, basically. Wow, that chain gun major destroyed me. Wow. Holy shit. Damn. Alright. I'll play one more class. I intend to get far with this. Alright, so let's... Sort of focus both on this and talking. But yeah, I'll just steal her armor instead. I haven't decided if it should like steal flat amounts or percentage amounts, or just not even like destroy it like percentage, but you know, kind of like hurt you, but get armor based on your armor as well. I'll probably do the latter because if I do like a percentage thing, we're just getting back to the old days of armor shredding. But we'll see. It's been planned, so that is a thing. Oh, will be a thing. Another way I intend to nerf the monolith armor, and well, armors like that, the heavier armors, is that they will reduce your movement speed, depending on how heavy the armor is. It's something I've been contemplating for a while. I think it's time to do something like that. So, for example, monolith armor, it will be like the heaviest armor, because it gives the most armor amount. Therefore, will be the heaviest. But something like the gunslinger armor, no, they'll be light armors. They will not even slow you down. But something like the red armor actually will slow you down. And anything from blue armor and up actually will slow you down. I'm not sure if I want to make yellow armor slow you down. I might consider that. But it will slow you like oh, it's not significant, it's like 2%. But like the blue and red armor, it will slow you like 5 or 6%. And the rest will be like 10, 15s. Hard slowing. Now I realize some maps can be unbeatable because you gotta make some specific gaps for them. I will consider a system in the future when I add that, where you can equip and unequip the current armor you have as like an inventory item. That is something I'm thinking about as well to make it fair and balanced, quote unquote. So that's probably a thing as well. Of course, I don't know yet. I haven't finalized it. But I think movement speed nerf is the most sensible way to go about this. Because if you want to like get the heavy armor, there must be a penalty, right? Otherwise you would always want the good armor. Why would you want to get the shitty armors? You would have no reason to. So I gotta give him a reason to do that. That'll be the movement speed nerf. I think that's the one that makes the most sense, without completely crippling builds. Standstill armor build. That sounds like a Vampire Survivors gameplay thing. Standstill gameplay. The teammate have to push you around with weapons. Armor that doesn't go away. See, I want to do that. I can do that if I want to. Now, if I do that, armors will have to be like charms or, you know, the item system I talked about, the headgear, the chest piece kind of deal. I guess that could also work, right? A chest piece. I mean, I would still have to employ the speed nerf thing. Can I even make that jump? No, I can't. The heavier the armor is, it'll slow you down more. Well, armor doesn't go completely at 0. Yeah, that requires kind of an inventory approach. We could do that, but I have to think about how I want to handle it, because it can go bad real fast. And I will consider that though, don't worry. I'll definitely consider that. Because I have a inventory slot called Power Core as basically like an implant to your chest, right? That will basically be a body armor kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, we can definitely make the Power Core into an actual chest piece. But that brings the question. What do I do with the armor pickups then? Oh my god, stop hitting me, holy shit. Yeah, so that raises that problem. What happens to the armor pieces, like armor pickups and all that? That's something we gotta really discuss in depth. I mean, you can use the Patreon channel to discuss this if you want, or the suggestion channels. If you guys have a good idea, I'll definitely consider it and maybe even implement it. So go for it. If you have a good idea, definitely use it. I'm not against, you know, making them an inventory item as well. I've wanted to do that all this time, I mean, basically. So it would make it more interactable anyway. More interactable than, oh, I bought the monolith armor, now I am invulnerable. No, that would definitely be good. It's just that that design has particular problems that needs to solve first, before we can even think about it. charge down? Really? You crazy fuck, come here. He has 1 HP. You guys see this, right? He survived 1 fucking HP. Get the hell out of here. Let's see, what else was I gonna talk about? I have to refer to my so there come pieces of armor. I mean, you have to give me something more detailed than that. What kind of pieces? What do these pieces do? Oh, armor tokens, yeah, repair pieces, but the problem is, if I make them inventory items, you won't have to really repair them, right? Because Trans said you guys should consider armors that don't disappear at 0. So either they can still be repaired, they will stop at 1, be broken or something. They will protect you, I guess, until it reaches 0, or maybe they lose performance, like how much they can reduce, depending on their amount or percentage missing, something like that. I mean, we have to think about this. I will think about it. I suggest you guys think about it too. Maybe you guys will come up with something better than I can find. Then we can use it in the future for sure. Let me refer to my post. Talk about those. Mod rolls. Well, I did pretty much talk about all I had to do. I'll keep playing until I die and answer questions at this point. I've exhausted my points for the short term. Well, somewhat short term, because spells I think will not be short term. Same with the boss dungeons, I think they will take a while. Because I still have bugs to iron out, especially with the crashes some people have been getting in the inventory. I've yet to analyze them properly. So, yeah, I'll answer your questions. At this point, I don't have much to talk about. I want to add more unique monsters though, that's another thing I want to do. Oh, and I'm definitely gonna rework the quests at some point. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm definitely gonna rework the quests. I don't like them giving you little permanent buffs like that. I really actually started to dislike them. I'm gonna make them give you like orb drops or something, you know? Or give orbs to your inventory, something like that. Crafting orbs. That'll be for when I do the crafting orbs though, because some of the rewards for the legendary monster kills are pretty absurd. Like the Dreaming God makes all your occult weapons do reducible damage. That's kind of busted. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Instead, I'll give you some crafting orbs, depending on, I guess, the difficulty of the quest, which I will have to quantize. Currently, they're not. So yeah, that's the thing. Oh my god, I almost killed myself. I know for sure most people don't already like the quest that much, because the bonuses they give are pretty much akin to the stat orbs we have right now. It's the same problem on a different... Did it just kill itself? I'm pretty sure I don't hit it. Oh my god, does the projectiles hurt itself? Oh, I gotta check that. It reflected back to itself. Oh boy, that'd be funny. I actually should note that down. Hold on. Yeti projectiles reflected to itself? Question mark. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, armor tokens are those things you tend to ignore. Well, I mean, if you don't repair your armor, you can ignore them. Broken armor debuff. I guess a broken armor debuff, something like that. We have to think about that for sure, because that's kind of integral to the gameplay. Just repair. Well, then buying armor won't have much use. One last point then, the player's getting absolutely destroyed. Well... well, for new players, thing is, I want to make, you know, what do you call it? Well, not like a guide, but like a tip box or something for, you urging them to do XYZ in the game. Kind of like with leveling up your stats and perks and stuff like that, you know? You already have some of those. And go to the D&D menu to do this and whatnot. Now, problem is, even after I do all that, I'm pretty sure some people will still not pay attention to that. And even if they do, it won't be enough. So if you have suggestions on what I can do to make it a little more tolerable for newer players, I would welcome that. Definitely. Yeah, this pain element, right? That's the one you're complaining about. Keeps appearing, disappearing. Yeah, I think he might be in order for a nerf too, like a cooldown nerf on this disappearing thing. That definitely sounds like a good move. I'll put that down. Where is my notes? Yes, nerf cooldown of teleport on orange pain elemental demon thing. I forgot its name. Hell Arbiter, I think. All right, so let's keep reading. Not knowing what to do, like how to pick up. Oh, not knowing how to do what to do, like how to pick it up HP. Oh. Okay. I see. Well, okay, so the daily thing is possible. I can track your activity on the database as a separate thing. Now the question is, do I want to do it? I find it cancerous, to be honest. Like, if you want to play the thing, you should do it of your own accord, not because you have to get some. Oh my god, I gotta do my daily, otherwise I'm fucked. No, I don't like that. I really don't like that design. I hate it. So I want to reward you for actually grinding the goddamn game, not doing stupid quests like that. So that's definitely not gonna happen. Okay, this guy's firing a lot. It's not firing. Let me read. Customize MOTD window might be nice. I mean, I think servers can already do that. Well, we do need. Let's see. What do I have in the help section? Well, I guess we could snag in, like, put in a little gameplay help category, and inside those they will be like class per character loading, weapon property, all those. And then the legendary monster codex will be like a separate thing here. We could definitely do that. I will talk about like the how to pick up items and whatnot in those pages. Maybe I could do that, but still, I feel like I will need some in-game indicator and an arrow saying press use to pick this up, like Call of Duty or something. That's to me too much effort for a very well, minuscule feature, I guess. It's not a very important feature, you know, so why would I spend all that time and effort on it? That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Because you have to understand, in the end of the day, I'll have to put time and effort I could be putting into a different feature that is way more interesting than that into... Hey, press use on this display. I mean, I can do that. Don't get me wrong, I can do that. It's not very hard to do. It's like, if anyone here has played Whodunit, they have like things that spawn on top of actors to like point at them, like show text on them. You know, it's possible. I could do that. I could enable like a little thing saying press X to pick this up when you get really close to it. And the problem will be the performance on that, because I'll have to check if you're really close to it and then draw it. It'll be client side, but it'll affect you. So I don't know. The best thing I can do now, well, is just put it in the menu. This is a separate category. And I think that would be the best choice for both parties. Because, I mean, you're gonna have to do some reading, whether you like it or not. There are too many mechanics in this that are not in Doom. So you're gonna have to do some reading for that, unfortunately. I haven't been dropping charms, have I? Oh, I have, okay. I got Fizzpen. I'll take that. That's kind of useless. Let's see, any questions? Yeah, the boss quest thing is I'm gonna change that for sure, don't worry. Okay, that's not a bad suggestion. Elites can start out slower. I can have a ramping formula for their bonuses, I suppose. I'll try to come up with like an equation or something that lets us do that. I'll actually note that down. Change elite scaling to be less at earlier levels and eventually catch up to its maximum later levels. I'll try to fit that to a curve or something. Don't worry, I'll come up with something. Speaking about the elites, another thing I want to add is actually magic monsters. So there'll be like a halfway point between an elite and a normal monster. They will have exactly one mod that an elite monster could have, and not one of those, you know, heavy mods like Reflect. It won't have those. Well, stuff like, I don't know, extra strong, vital, fortified, thief, maybe, you know, some of the weaker mods, you know, nothing like major. And they will also be dropping loot. Part of the reason I'm gonna do this is because I'm gonna... Well, I already said this at the beginning of the stream. The normal monsters and stuff like that, I'll adjust the drop rates of to maybe barely drop anything. So that the magic and the rare monsters, well, elite, we call them elite here, not rare, even though they're basically rares. They can do the heavy lifting instead, which is the intent. Hey, Fragoth, is there a way to swap characters between different mods for single player? No, unfortunately not. So, single player... Well, problem with single player is that since I can't have a database there, you're basically stuck with your save system, right? And well, basically whatever you're saving is whatever you're getting. Hold on! No, I don't think you can. I was thinking maybe in the next map it will change if you swap to a new class, but no, it doesn't. I've tried it. No, I'm afraid you're stuck in single player. I'm sorry about that. Which is another thing I want to mention. I want your classes to be what you locked in with in the database. What I mean is that when you load your character, in the class select screen, let's say you choose like a berserker. Okay, you made a berserker in slot 1, and then you load it next time as a punisher or something. I don't want to make that a thing. Like, that's not gonna be a thing. As soon as I can find a reliable way to do that, that's gone. Because I want your class choice to have some sort of impact. Not just, you know, I can play whatever I want kind of deal. So I'm not very fond of that either. Just to let you know. Ow. Oh yeah, like there's gonna be a in-between monster tier of magic monsters that are not elites. They don't have super crazy skill. They just have a mod instead, and they can drop items. Basically, that'll be it. That's the goal going forward. That should also help make things more interesting. Because oh my god. Because I feel like going forward, only difficulty really comes from the elites and not much else, so... I picked that armor, didn't I? Oh shit. Well... That's just how it's gonna have to be. Let's get the Kickstorm. Anything else? Nah. Okay. Extra fast magic group. Oof. All I can say. Well, I want to code some sort of a minion system as well, like elite monsters have like monsters tagged as minion. So what that means is that Elite will have a little bit of stat buff to monsters, not a lot. They don't have mods. They're just called minions, and the minions have like some increased HP, experience given. That's it, kind of deal. I'll see if I can figure out a way for that, but I don't know. What's going to happen to occult armor once spellcasting comes out? It's just changed like it might be changed like the insta, or it could be something else. Yeah, and Cologon is right on that. Spellcasting is not just gonna be occult damage, there'll be elemental damage, maybe even physical damage. We'll see about the spells. They're not set in stone, as I said. We'll just have to do the design on that, finish it up, then we'll see what happens. A little early to speak on that. But I can assure you it won't be only occult. Multiple disciplines will be employed here. For sure. I gotta save for the reload mastery now. Oh, I'm not using that. I'm not using that. I mean, I'll pick it, but I won't use it. Yeah, I don't want this. Let's get the final stuff. I don't want luck, I want drops. See any questions? The only leads and inventory stuff sounds good. Yeah, that'll be the goal. Epic Soth Hammer. You guys really want to do that? I wanna let you guys go. Sorry, I couldn't speak. I wanna let you guys know, right? That I wanna add that Hexen Hammer thing. You know, the fighter has. My only reason I can't add is because it's not in Doomguy gloves. Like, if anyone here knows or seen the mod where it has Doomguy gloves, just please let me know. I want to add that as a melee weapon. I really do. And in fact, I want to add more melee weapons, not because I hate melee or anything like that. It's just good and interesting melee weapons price is so hard to come by. I literally cannot find anything. I mean, I found one recently. It's like a power fist, you know, like the Terminator power fist or something. I will add that eventually. Don't know when. Oh, and one of the ideas I had for that was that the regular M1 would be like a physical damage, and then the M2 you charge and infuse it with converted lightning damage, actually, so you can do elemental damage with it. It will convert your physical melee damage to lightning damage. If that's something you're interested in. I can overload enemies and shit too, so I'm not interested in sort of builds. It will still scale your damage, like your damage will be all scaled by the time it comes, it will just convert the damage type to lightning instead. It'll just not be physical, that's the thing. So you won't have to worry about like, oh no, I don't want to do lightning, I'm a melee guy. No. It will improve the damage as well. So that's like the plan for that. But I'm not against adding more minions, don't get the wrong impression, I just, you know. I'm very particular about the sprites and the weapons I add. I don't want to add just every weapon I see. Even though it might seem like it, I really don't want to do that. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess you could convert like the 50% or 60% of it. I'll have to think about that. Another thing I'm planning to do, I mean, this used to be the case, but it got broken as we improved the systems, is the custom monster support, like support patches for WoDs. I also like playing Hell North Starter Pack, so I want to make it work. And for that, I'm gonna have to make like a custom patch for sure. It's gonna take a bit because I have different priorities right now, but that's also plan A. So sooner or later, you'll be able to play it with a patch wad. And in fact, anyone will be able to do this patch wad because it'll be so simple to add and include. That was the goal anyway, that allowing other people to be able to do that. So that's another one of my goals for the mod. So you won't have those immune Hellfire Afrits or whatever anymore. Which, by the way, I should probably add it to the mod. I like those monsters. I don't know why I have not done that yet. That's a very curious thing, isn't it? Yeah, the overloading thing is actually the point that I want to make. And that's why I chose lightning and not something like energy. I could easily choose energy too. Oh my god, that hurt. I'm slowly reaching the point where I should get tanky. Maybe upgrade some weapons too while I'm at it. I need sniping weapons, so we're gonna get the Magnum and oh fuck. Just a heads up, I probably will not add any more new weapons to the mod for a long time. I think we're good on the weapons department. Aside from maybe adding a couple more melee weapons, because I feel, or slot 2 weapons, because I feel like those are the 2 most neglected slots. I mean, you're free to correct me if I'm wrong here. That's what I feel like, at least. I just had this impression that I've been neglecting them the most in terms of variety and whatnot. And I'm nerfing the scatter pistol, by the way. I am definitely nerfing that. I'm probably gonna give it a physical penetration or something as a irreducible damage, because that's too strong for a pistol. It's already doing too much damage with the rippers and shit that it has. Doesn't need to be irreducible as well. I think you guys would agree with that statement as well. Overpowered. And outshines the other pistol tier weapons, right? That's what I feel like. Let's see, oof, okay, so yeah, as cool as the hell on their side package machine that ends to the center is now showstopper. Yeah, they will not die. Yeah, that the patch intention is that they will be just like normal D&D monsters. In fact, they can even be elites. Oh, yeah, I gotta make sure that the bosses don't. Imagine that the red cyber demon boss become an elite with reflector and like energy beam or something. Nightmare fuel. No. I'll make at most the centaur enemy elite, and that's it. The rest won't be. And the reason for that patch is precisely that, so that you don't get showstopper issues like that. Nobody likes those, so. Let's see, let me read the other post. Found that one the hard way. In old versions you could kill them, but they did not scale. In old versions you could kill them, but they did not scale because they were not part of the scaling, and the damage you did used a completely different system. Not the event system that requires monsters to be a part of our mod system. So it worked back then, and this wasn't necessary. Now it is. So I have to do something like that for sure. That would be the goal for that. Because I really like custom walls. I don't want to play boom walls all day, you know. There's some really cool walls like that out there. Hammer Dream is alive. Yeah, Hammer Dream is alive as soon as I can find Doomguy gloves on them. If you see the other melee weapons, they all have Doomguy gloves. Even the swords, like I managed to find like the Quietus with that and colored it orange. Like even that is there. Now only problem is just that fucking hammer. Nobody has that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll add the axe too. I want to add the axe too. Axe would be cool to have as well. If I found Doomguy hands on it, I would add it. In a heartbeat. I have a cool idea for the axe too. Like a cleaving attack in front of you that hits multiple enemies. I have a cool idea for that too. It's just... Oh my god, what hit me? Oh my god, what hit me? It was like a spread attack or something, wasn't it? Holy shit, that hurt me bad. That hurt me plenty. Ah, good jokes. Oh, I think that was that Shadow Demon. Yeah, Shadow Beast. Ow. Or was this guy? I don't know. Okay, I'm healed. Perfect. I wanna get some luck first. Let's get some vitality. I don't wanna get one shot like that. Find some health. Oh, there's some. So let's see. Yeah, I'm in the scatter pistol. If to pay respects for that. I mean, that pistol, let's be honest here, is really strong, right? It's really damn strong against bosses and stuff. It's just the resistance ignored is just too much of a stat for that tiny weapon. And I want to really make people invest into it if they want to make it good. Just for any weapon, really. Oh, Thunderstaff's too powerful? Well, I mean, I guess when we removed the self-damage, it became too good, right? No. It's almost as if I kept it for a reason. Then you guys said, no, this weapon is blah blah blah, and then I do it, it's like, uh-oh. I have no idea. I will probably nerf the damage a little bit. See where that takes the weapon. We'll go from there then. Physical immune is just like too little of a thing. Like, I don't know if I want to buff it or not. I think what I could do is increase its effectiveness with level. If I'm also like level, I'd say like 60 or 70, its effectiveness would be higher than if it were like 20. Could do something like that, I guess. Because by that point you would have penetrations, I assume, or more damage types, right? You would, everyone would. Yeah, and then it will give more reason to invest into resist penetration and stuff like that. So good. Makes sense. And then late game immunes will be the actual destruction. According. Or use a different weapon. Oh my god. Now, let's get out of this hellhole. See, races. I suppose. Particle cannon for levels with sniping. Something died, and I got credits for it. Without having the mastery. Or this. Huh. Okay, that's an interesting bug. Check if the mastery for wisdom and greed work. And allocate it. You get XP. Credit for monsters dying to crushers. I wonder if this is Andrew thing, I don't know. I'm curious, do you have anything planned to replace the Wang? No, actually. I have no plans to replace it yet. I mean, I guess it's the hand-holding accessory of the softcore player. It's got a roll like that, I guess it makes sense to keep it that way. I don't know. If you have like an interesting or clever idea to replace it with, I'm all ears. As usual with features, you know. But at the moment, if you're asking if I have any ideas, no I don't. I should get that mega, yep. Not leaving without that one. I want to make it to a very generous amount of levels this time. Let's see, servers are always on 10.03 when everyone wanted it. Can there be any buffs to the crit access? I don't see anyone ever use them. The crit accessories? I think with the current nerfs, the other accessories should be okay, actually. I'll see if I can buff them any further. Crit is like more of a late game thingy anyways. That when you have it, it's great. What the fuck is going on here? That has not happened to me all this time. Is that how it's supposed to be in this level? That fan doesn't need to go. What the hell? Ah. I've been nerfed, help! Another phantasm. I wonder if I should just make him destroyable. Like, really resistant to every other damage type. I think I just will. I've heard too many complaints about those. I finally eased the complaints. Movies. Well, I mean, they have to have some cooldown, you know? Otherwise they would actually be too powerful. Okay. I'll consider something for that. Ghostbuster gun. I mean, GVH had one. We could take that. Too bad it doesn't have Doomguy hands. Someone has Doomguy hands in those, I'll use them. Ghostbuster gun. Comes with the ghost traps as well. Yeah, let's go. Trapper build finally viable. I heard that monster was right next to it. And most of the issues I have is basically with not having enough sprites. If we have them, we're good. That's not something I lose. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make the ghosts actually destroy them. They won't have any resist versus assault weapons, but they will against other weapons, like I guess immunity tier resistance. So you can at least hurt it. Focus fire it. You'll still have a better chance of occult weapons. I would actually normally carry like an occult weapon here just for those after buying Magnum, because Magnum also penetrates shit. Which makes sense. I mean, the mod is always about covering your bases, so... Not having a single damage type is definitely a good way to do that. And a good machine gun. Blood and guts galore. That needs a bit of changing too. The amount of blood and guts coming out of monsters. I've yet to think of something for that. One of these days I'll come up with something for that. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. I'm getting out of there. Fuck that. Goodbye. You do whatever you want there, I don't care. Still charm sprites from median X. Oh, they have different charm sprites? I like that. I could steal some of that. Sounds like a good idea to me. This room is pretty annoying. Well, I kind of want to make the guts to be proportional to the damage. Kind of, you do. No, I have yet to come up with something for it. We'll see. Oh, this was a switch. Here we go. I think with a shotgun build, I should be able to do this room. I speak too soon. There's a fucking ghost already! More! Nice. Whew. Hard room, right there. Magic attack, physical damage. Cool, reduce magic. We'll take that one. That opens the cyber demon, doesn't it? Oh, not yet. Okay. Definitely get the Vindicator now. Oh, that's a bug! Yep, that's the... Well, I didn't test the fix I did for the ghost hitting issue on that. Oh, good. Now it was a testing session for this weapon. So I gotta fix. if I can clean that. Let's see if I can. It shouldn't be a harmful bug, it's just a text thing saying, oh, I didn't find it. Got to add it. I'll note that down. Indicator, ghost hitter, state is missing. I did everything but that, it seems. So we get here. Okay, this guy's not bad. So we're doing 1,000 something damage per hit. That's pretty good. Okay. Can I get a portable shield? Yes, I can. I will use it if shit gets too hairy. I forgot one of those. Normally that would be last. Which one did I forget? Oh yeah, I remember. It's in this room. Damage on it. Let's read what it has. Chance to freeze, ice test. Nothing good. Now the door should be open here. Yeah. I think BFG spam should get me through this. We'll see though. Red armor. Well, I'm definitely taking that. Here we go. Some of my armor left, so I can save it. That's a genocide killing spree, hell yeah. Templar MG, Infernal Sword, alright. Yeah, I think we're good now. Other armor pieces, I think the starting room has some. Okay. There we go. But yeah, overall, going back to the boss design, I'll have more of those, like area signified attacks that give you ample time to move out of the way so you can counterplay them and stuff like that. So it won't be like your regular D&D map experience, it'll be something completely different. Things are so cheap in the normal mode. What do you mean by that? I have no idea why those guys are stuck, by the way. They have the exact same sizes as the monsters they intend to replace, so it's just one of those Doom things that fuck it up sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I have not dropped a lot, despite having some luck involved. What's with that? Oh yeah, they are. They are cheap, yeah. That's what you mean, yep. That's why we have the other rule set for the hardcore game. Or, well, softcore rather. Well, both really. They both have the same rule set for that. Can I pick that up? I can see it. There we go. I mean, I could have played that too. I don't mind. But it's just a, you know, stream to talk and discuss the mod. I would have to put a lot more attention to what I'm doing with that. Yeah, I don't know what to do with vitality yet. It seems like a weird stat, doesn't it? When you have bulkiness, there really isn't much sense putting a lot into it. I don't know what to add for it yet. Or what to give to it. It needs something for sure, like, I'm aware of that much. There is something needed for that. I have to think of something to make that stat useful and not busted. What was this? Charisma. Chance to find loot. Could that be useful? I think could be. So we can get some good loot. There's charm mods for that. The problem with deadliness is that once you start getting percent increase crit, you basically have 100% crit. So I did nerf both the flat crit from charms and the perk. So perk is like the premier way of getting that. These guys a bit. This room's gonna get really hectic if he keeps doing that attack. Oh, not you as well. Oh my god. I can actually not move when he does that attack, so fuck off. Oof, the Q. Lifesteal cap, please reduce push damage. Nah. Let's see what they can have in this one, in this patch. Let me check the table 1 second. The crit values. Crit chance increase, that's 3%. So currently it's 0.5 to 0.8 in the lowest tier, and it goes by 0.3 per level. So maximum we can have on any charm is 3% now. In terms of flat crit, you can have a maximum 3%, some like 3%. Maxing luck makes bronze keys impossible again. That seems like a bug. Okay, maxing luck makes bronze keys really hard to get. I'll look into that one. That might be due to how the luck thing is factored in. Savagery is never better than sharpshooting. Maybe you're right. You get 100 on this, you get 50 on this. Well, I guess that could use like a 5% or something like that buff a little bit. I can see why, because sharpshooting is a 50% more multiplier, and the other one is dependent on the crit. one of them is a permanent multiplier, the other is not, so I can see why. If you have crit, savagery I think would be better, depending on the crit chance. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have 50% crit chance, savagery is on par with maximized sharpshooting. When it's maxed out, both of them. Because 50% crit chance times 100%, well, 200% would be 100%, and the other is 50% more. Because your base multiplier is already 100%. So you would have 200%, that's 300%. 50% of that would be 150 multiplier. Yeah, so you're looking at 150 multiplier instead. Yeah, it's about the same in sharpshooting at max. Well, savagery is max too. But beyond that, it just gets better. So I think I'll buff the savagery so it's better a bit more. No, it's not, because if you have 100% chance, your multiplier is always factored in, and since you basically do times 2 damage regularly, you would instead do times 3 damage with 100% multiplier, which is what it gives it 10 points. So you would have 300% multiplier. Whereas with sharpshooting, you only have 1.5 multiplier. That's 1.5 times the damage. So no, you would have to have 50% crit chance for that to be equivalent. Because then 1/2 times the 300% would make it 150%, which is the same as the sharpshooting, which is also 150% multiplier. Yeah, just think of it this way. If you have half the crit chance, that means your multiplier is effectively averaged to half. And since you start with 200, it would be like 100 without savagery. When you have savagery maxed, it's 300, right? So divide that by 2, that's 150% times the thing. Now, sharpshooting maxed out is already that without the crit requirement. So 50% is like the breaking point for savagery to be good. Any increase to that will lower the breaking point. So I don't know, if I made it like 20%, that's 200% multiplier. I'm not sure if I want to increase it that much. At this point, it seems easier to nerf the sharpshooting or increase savagery by 5%. I don't know. No, it is not. What do you mean, what is not? Okay, what do you mean? Okay. Wait, your crit deals 100 damage. You mean your crit dealt 100 before the multiplier factored in or after? If it's before, you have to factor in the multiplier. If it's after, then you don't. Oh my god, this guy here too. I think he can't fit here, right? I can abuse him here. Oh, he's rejuvenating and ruinator. Okay, he's dead. Oh my god! What the fuck was that? That bouncing bullshit destroyed me. Wow. Oh, I know what I'm nerfing next. I know what I'm fucking nerfing next. What? That backfired fast. Holy shit. I didn't die to the rejuvenating, ruinating cyber dune. I died to the stupid golem. Wow. No, that bounce really spawned a lot of projectiles. I think I should limit number of projectiles on bounce for magma golem. That was. I had a lot of health, man. I had a lot of health in armor. Okay, so let me read what you said. The savage your crit would deal 150 damage. Wait, so 100 damage you mean without factoring the multiplier? Okay, so if you have savagery, Are we talking about 5 points in savagery or 10 points in savagery? It looks to me like you're talking about 5? But then, hold on, you have that base multiplier of 100%. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Oh, my application froze. Ah, yes. Huh. Well, guys, I guess this is it, huh? The application died. I don't know why it did that, but I mean, guess I could play one more, a different WOD, while we discuss this, so as to, give you guys something to watch. Now, I want to play that Ogre Zenith thing. I've never tried it. Let's see how that goes, D&D, huh? I really want to do that. I really like that WOD too. Well, I didn't have a crash report. It just said this application is not responding. So that's what I'm using. Oh, there we go. So before I go into the game, right? Okay, let's lower the volume a bit. Let me answer your question. Let's settle this. You can look at that. Oh, you're talking 50 base damage. Okay, I get now. Yeah, 50 base damage. Now you had the 100% multiplier. It will do 100, right? But if you have savagery at level 5, that will give another 50 multiplier. So that would be 150. Sorry, 250 multiplier. That will make 125 damage. Wait, fifth? Hold on, let me see that. I guess I'll play this guy. Let's see. Hold on, let me check the savagery. I don't have it off the top of my head. That gives 10. No, at 10 points in savagery, you have plus 100% multiplier. So, oh yeah, you would do 150 damage. Yeah. Right. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I understand what you mean now. I understand what you mean. Yeah, we're on the same page now. You deal 100 damage, no points of savagery, 150 with 10 points of savagery. That's correct. And then with sharpshooting, there'll be a 1.5 multiplier attached to 50. So 50 times 1.5 would be, well, I guess 75. Let me. 50 times 1.5 is, yes, 75. So no, actually, savagery is better here, man. The only savagery starts being better as soon as you have 50% crit chance and above, right? It's even with sharpshooting at that point, and then it only gets better. I can increase it by, yeah, it's not attached to. Oh, okay, but here you're assuming you crit, so obviously it's gonna be a good multiplier regardless. It's a more multiplier. More multipliers are like that. It's an additional multiplier. But overall, if you really want to scale the damage, you would need the crit multiplier. Because if it's low, then the more multiplier won't do a lot. Yeah. So in that case, the crit would be better. Just flat out better. I'm sorry. No, the crit would be better there. No. I mean, I can buff savagery to 15%, but it's still gonna be better. Regardless, as long as you hit the 50% threshold, it'll be better. The more multiplier is just, it depends on your base damage, right? The crit affects that damage. So you would want to have crit high as well, the multiplier. You can invest into sharpshooting early game. Okay, this is loud, right? my sound settings got messed up. So this should be better. You can use that as a sort of a early game crit thing, because that's basically what it is. Without the crit, it's basically a crit itself. As soon as you have crit, it does become better with any kind of more multiplier, really. If anything, the takeaway here is that I should nerf sharpshooting, not savagery. This one's really good, man. I like these themes a lot. And there are a lot of health bonuses and stuff, which is good. See, in this crit build, it's better to get sharpshooting than the crit multi perk, and the sharpshooting multiplier applies to your total damage. Well, that's true. I don't know, I'll have to really think about the math behind that. Preferably when I'm not streaming, so I can actually focus on it. It sounds to me like the best choice here is to nerf the sharpshooting to like 4% or something. That's like the better alternative. That's what I feel like anyway. But we'll see. A shell or something? No. I played this VOD with QCD before. It was pretty good. Did like a all secrets kind of thing. I remember some of the secrets. It's been a long time since I played it. Oh my god. I really should get rid of the... Yeah, I should reduce the... oh boy. I should do what I did to Inmon Sphere to this thing. Oh my god, it's hurting my eyes. Oh my god, that's hurting my eyes. Well, so far so good. Ow. Chance to ignite energy damage. Oh my god. Where'd you come from? Oh, this is open. And this one's broken, yeah. So there's a secret here. How was it that you got to the secret? Is that behind that? I remember there was a way to get there. There's nothing there? I remember there being something in there. I don't have cheats. Oh, I remember something being there though. Oh. Let's see, probably slowly better because crit multi is additive skin with all the souls. Crit multi and shot can get a huge crit multi. Well, if you want to get more multi than you get besides RG. That's right. That's a good indication I should nerf the charm crit multi roll as well. I don't want it to be too much because we'll have more item rolls as well in the future. That's what I described. So if all of them gave you that, you make a joke out of the content. So we definitely need to nerf that a bit in preparation of the future editions. I should note that. Nerf crit multi-rolls. There you go. I remember this room. There's gonna be Barons of Hell and shit. A rocket launcher. Let's get rid of this guy fast. All these hit scanners. I don't think I'll go for full secrets or anything like this. Just play the one. This is pretty funny. I mean, I'll buff Savage too, probably. By 5% per point. I want to make it 20%. That sounds a little absurd. But yeah, I'll buff it by 5%. If it's not enough, we'll consider doing something else for it. Nice desync. I'll get that, why not? Free stat. I want luck. Luck. Can't even equip that. Okay, I'll equip this then. Nice pitch black wall. Seriously? Oh yeah, I know why. Oh, okay. So remember when I said that was a secret in the area in the first level? See those green torches and shit weren't supposed to be there, so are these. They replaced these torches with non-blocking fire actors so you can walk through them into secrets. Now that D&D replaces them, you don't get to see it. So you should definitely include this one after D&D. Well, I hope it doesn't break the game in some place. I'll play until it does. And I think if it does, I'll call it a day. Continue discussing on the Discord, I suppose. But yeah, now I know why that happened. I knew there was a secret there. I remembered there was a secret. I knew it. It's just that flame torch didn't even fit there. Yeah, I see now. Oopsie daisy. Well, all I'm gonna say is they wouldn't have to do that if they use a modern format and Decay. Just saying, man. It would be way more compatible with other things. And you wouldn't be able to play it on your favorite Chocolate Doom, whatever port, but hey, fuck that. We're not here for that now, are we? It's a good touch. Read some chat. What is this? This is Ogre Zenith. DVP 37 Ogre Zenith is the WOD. Yeah, I got wrecked by the torch. I forgot the hacked people do that kind of shit. And that we replace the torches to be, you know, prettier. I don't know why we do that. But we do. Oh god, the piss vision again. I need to change that for sure. Oh jeez. What's off stats? Been a while. Else. What? Oh no, shells, damn. All of this is pretty cool for Boom, you know? But at the same time, that's as far as my compliments will go. Because, there's some really fucked up shit in some of those that make me really scratch my head like, why do they exist? Why are they even there, kind of deal. And just a lot of absurd things that would be incredibly simpler if it was something like UTMF, not, you know, Boom. I don't get people's fascination with that format myself. Duke Nukem style, going full decks like a chat, yeah. Are there any plans for decks? About Vitality where summer could balance life less but easier to recover and you want to I guess I can increase the recovery, but I don't want to increase the thing you get from health pickups, cause that's Medic's thing, Medic perk thing. I am not sure at this point in time what to exactly give Vitality. I'm aware it needs buff somehow. Just don't know what yet. We'll definitely think of something. I forgot where to go on this. What's that? It says rain. Is that one of the map actors that got fucked up by D&D or something? Oh shit. Oh, that's right! Ah, idiots. They replaced the Commander Keen thing. They replaced Commander Keen with their rain actor. So what happened was they have this sprite rain thing that's 120 or 256 unit stall. I don't remember right now. They use that to simulate rain. Well, apparently that's Commander Keen as well, and we do replace Commander Keen so the mod functions properly with WAS that make use of it. I guess all the more reason to include this DBP Ogre Zenith after D&D is. Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Yep. I'm kind of curious how long it will take until it fucks up that I can't progress anymore. Oh, lifesteal. Okay, I'm on lifesteal. Oh, I need levels. 6.9% credit gain. Yo, I swear you can't make this shit up, man. Let's go. Blessed by the RNG. Hell yeah, 6.9%. Now, if only I could remember where to fucking go in this level. I don't remember at all. Is it here somewhere? Oh yeah, here. Right. Of course, these are supposed to be blocking me, but you actually enable cheats. Why did I do that? So I'm level 12. Can I equip anything here? Yes, I can. Both of them. Nice. More Chad dexterity build. And making armor tokens not as common as the armor tokens are too common? I did nerf their drop rates. I guess we can nerf them again. Well, note that down. Armor token drop rate. And when I do the item quantity system, that all will change anyway. But yeah, plans for charisma. Charisma will be important when you get minion builds and stuff, which kind of ties into spells, because it increases your pet cap. And pet cap thing will not be a regular charm mod, so you won't be able to get it from anywhere but the stat itself. Now, whether you think that makes it good enough or not, I'm not sure, but I think we'll have to wait a bit. I do prefer having like 10 or 15 charisma earlier, just so I can get a discount. Now, when things are cheap as they are in this state that I'm playing it, doesn't matter much. But say in softcore, maybe even hardcore, it could be a lot more important having access to a weapon one level earlier, for example, than you would. Something like, I don't know, Plutonia 2, maybe. Getting that shotgun earlier than you wanted could make all the difference. Other than that, I don't have much of an argument to defend charisma being an important stat. Guess we'll have to just wait and see, as I said, for inclusion of pets and pet systems. We already have a pet system, but the only time you get to see it is when you have Gravecold Charm equipped, and let's be honest, it's not the best by itself. You can still play with it, but you know, it's not gonna be... Probably it's not gonna be enough in the super late game. Or even medium game, I don't know, mid game. Middle game. Let's see... 400 charisma build minion army. You can do that. You will be able to do that. I will have the classic summon skeleton, summon demon, all that sorts of crap. Resurrect demon to fight for you. Yeah, you will be able to do that too. Resurrect minions, and they will follow you and stuff. I will store them all and basically treat them like Wrath does. I really like their pet system that they follow and teleport to sometimes. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll make it like that. And even better, perhaps. We'll see. Is that red key here? No, it's all the way back. Okay. That was a switch. Yeah, there we go. I remember it. Well, I mean, we'll have a kind of a cap and some sort of situational thing on the resurrection, I suppose. I mean, I just outlined it, really. I don't have a super thorough plan on the resurrection. Like, oh, this is gonna do X, Y, Z. I already know. I solved the problems and shit. No, no, no. That's not the case. I will have to actually think about that a bit. It's got some unsolved problems. Sim 1 is so much better, holy shit. But yeah, we'll definitely have to figure that out along the way. The player base, because I have no idea how that's gonna end up personally. I mean, resurrecting like an elite, I don't know, reflective monster or something. Oh boy, that's gonna be crazy. What the fuck did I just... Boom mapping, guys. I've managed to fall into nothingness. Stop homing around me. Stop homing around me. There we go. I don't want to get the piss vision, man. I can't do that to the viewers. Or myself, for that matter. Who's shooting me? Yeah, I managed to kill Commander Keen. Oops. I don't know why they have rain indoors. I guess I'm sort of like... Oh, announcer! Right. That's clever. They tie the announcer sound to its death sound, and then you have to blow it up with barrels, so you don't really realize it's a thing. That's cool. I don't really much care for it. Just boom trickery. Could have been much simpler. Otherwise, this is one of my least favorite maps, by the way. It's just this weird long hallways of hallways and hallways. Definitely one of the weaker maps. I mean, one of the things I really wanted to add to the mod is weapon switch speeds and weapon attack speeds. But it just can't do that in Zandronum. Like, there's no way to do that in a modular format. That really pains me, because I really wanted to do that as a stat. See how people could push a fucking shotgun. It's going click clack, click clack, click clack all the time. That'd be fun to see. Well, you know, not possible. Oh, this map's pretty hard. Oh, you won't be able to resurrect Cyber Demon. No, 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 no. You won't be able to resurrect those tiers of enemies. Don't get yourself excited now. That'll extend to Baron tier enemies. No Arc Wells. I can get Mankibai, Spider Mastermind, but no Arc Wells. Oh, no, no. That's where it stops. Unfortunately, that's where it will be stopping. I'm gonna have to pick the sphere here. Why am I not using the rocket launcher? I don't want to pick the in-on thingy yet. Now begins the fight. Oh, I should have picked a good machine gun actually, that would be useful here. Oh boy. Don't think I will be able to, so I'm just gonna get this gun down here. Start blasting. Looking for a good killing spree here. Explosion damage taken. Okay. Anything I can equip? No. So it's about time for an upgrade. I am playing an elemental guy, so let's get that. Suppose I can get this one too. Yeah, revive the golem that killed me, right? That'd be good. That'd be really good. Man. Okay, so that can't destroy walls, huh? That's cool. That's very cool. Uh-oh. Oh, that thing's gonna get... Oh my god, it got raped. Oh my god. That thing got destroyed. Use a different weapon. That one's not cutting it. That weapon's good to finish off strong enemies or kill crowds of weak enemies at once safely. I'm nerfing barrels, that's pretty funny. I was like this part. It's like a ski area. So, not ski, what do you call it? Skating. Skating area. There we go. The easy loot one. I played an ethical poison build this version. It's actually pretty strong. I'm really moved by the only viable poison was BJ1 Master Rifle. Yeah, that's right. Hopefully with the stuff we add in the future, it'll be more playable. I can't really guarantee at the moment. I mean, theoretically, I would like to add more, you know, elemental weapons, I suppose. But They're not really easy to come by either. It's also hard to make them do things that the existing weapons do not. Pretty hard. Yeah, it's pretty hard to do that. Yeah, that's a ghost, right? Melting enemies is so fun. Oh, in one. I'll save that for later. I don't know, ammo. Uh-oh. I'm too trigger happy. 2 little ammo boxes. There's one here. That's the problem with specialty ammo. Some more here. Crowd killing is so easy. Oof, that could have been sketchy. Laser. Where'd he go? Forgot how we went outside in this map. So you can drop outside. Let's see, we read the chat. Was damage for taking ammo back. Was the crit perfect MC I've been holding to keep. Said this set was almost well, but destroyed by a robot. Yes, that's one weakness it has. Corrupt on charms instead of on the character is gonna be sick. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be sick because I intend to give you modifiers that you can't find through normal means. But it will make the charm unmodifiable if it doesn't break the charm. It'll be basically Val Orb in PoE, pretty much in functionality. It'll give you like that big power boost, but not always. You'll be risking the destruction of the charm. There you go. So yeah, that'll be something you'll have to live with when using it. Definitely. Yeah, I have plans for that actually. Weapon can deal poison damage, weapon can have attacks that can't be reflected, weapon deals percent damage. I want to do something where a weapon blinds monsters and the blinded monster just cannot attack you, and instead picks a random other monster to target, like have a chance to blind the monster. Those are things I have planned. I have more exotic mods like that I planned. Well, yeah, for now, I mean, all of that will happen when I've managed to finish the bugs and stuff, like iron out all the bugs. That won't happen until then. Oh yeah, my odds will be 50% does nothing, and that's it. I think that'll be the limit I'll put it. Because honestly, 80% of doing nothing is pretty fucking dog shit, and I'd rather it do something. That 50% does not include the it can break the item though. So it'll do nothing, maybe 25% of the time it'll break the item. And then the other 25% it'll do something. What can I kill this with? Holy shit. Elemental and magic resists. Oh, that's not good. I got plasma, what am I doing? Die. I would have died here without the Sinwall, man. Holy shit. Yeah, this is why you can't have too much of elemental or energy weapons or whatever with one damage type. You need to have variety. I need to get some varied weapons here. I was thinking I could get like an elemental weapon here, but now that I think about it, I probably should not. Yeah, this map actually has rain outside, but you can't see it because they're replaced by commander keys and we replaced those. Well, good map nonetheless. Let me see if there's any comments. Chaos effects nice. Warframe might be a good source of inspiration. There's a lot of monster debugging effects there. Yeah, I have certain ideas for debuffs like disarming monsters. Which is another thing I should touch upon this. There will be a difference between attacks and spells, especially for monsters. Oh, I think this is the part where we break, boys. Yeah, this is... I can't go here. This thing is in the way. So much for that. We lasted 6 maps before breaking the mod. Oh well. At least my corpse did it. Nah, I don't want to do it. I'm a little tired myself. So I guess that's it for this stream. Thanks for joining. Also thanks to let's see, my Patreon supporter Joker, who has the Exarch supporter. Thanks a lot. I'm hoping more people will support in the future. It will really motivate the future of the mod a lot. Yeah, the future streams like this will be supporter only. So it will be in the Discord from now on, I think. Yeah, yeah, I think I said a lot about the mod already. If you have any further questions, we can discuss on Discord. Other than that, thanks a lot for joining. See you, I guess, on the next time we stream. Probably I'll do this every month or so to give updates on the progress of the mod, what needs to be done, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, spread the word, get people to play D&D, you know. Maybe we can showcase what you can do in Zandronum with this mod, you know. Been a while since anyone tried to do that. Now that I think about it, all the Zandronum mods are pretty low effort garbage. If you look at it that way, I mean, no offense to hard-working modders, but the truth is just that. They're basically basic mods, to me anyway. They're like 1 or 2 really complicated mods that people barely play, and I look at the server list. There's hardly any mods that are really interesting. It's either always Complex Doom or some weird Mega Man thing that I used to play too, but you know, now I don't. Anyway, thanks for watching. I guess see you on next month when we do this. Stay safe.